All right, welcome to workout number 4. All we're gonna need for this workout is a set of dumbbells or our trusty backpack full of beans and something to support us as well as something to cushion the floor. Our 2 exercises are gonna be a row and a glute bridge, okay? When we take this first stance, we are going to put our left foot forward with our left hand on the support, and our dumbbell is going to be in our right hand and our right foot is going to be back. All right, let's get that 10 minutes on the clock, and here we go. As you pull, you don't have to be in this wide of a stance, you can be a little bit narrow. As you pull, you're going to start by pulling your collarbone towards your waist and then your elbow towards the ceiling. Towards, not to. Makes a big difference, all right? 2, 3. We want to make sure we're not doing this. We're not doing anything fun or crazy. We're not starting a lawnmower. We do want a nice big stretch. You can even let the collarbone fall towards the ground and then pull. That's number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and follow my cadence to the best of your ability. Follow my cadence to the best of your ability. We don't want to rush through this, right? You're not pulling as fast as you can. Like I said in every other video, take your time, you're under control. Pull that elbow towards the hip and then up to the ceiling. Again, we're not doing this because honestly, it's fun. I don't care where the dumbbell goes on the top. I'm more focused on what's happening in the arm, right? That's 5. Collarbone goes down to initiate, elbow goes to the ceiling. We should feel a good squeeze out of your lats as we do this. 6, 7, 8. As you get tired, don't start to cheat. 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice job. Now, if all you've got is a set of dumbbells that doesn't feel particularly heavy, that's okay. Take your time, or like I said, double them up in the backpack, and then put more beans in there with it, right? If you're getting stronger, that's a good thing, okay? So now we're laying on our back, we're tucking our pelvis slightly, pulling our ribcage into the floor, and then we're digging our heels into the ground to start this movement, right? Pushing the pelvis up towards the ceiling, squeezing our butt, but not overarching our backs, right? We're not starting the movement by arching. We're starting the movement by pushing our heels into the ground with a nice exhale. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. You should feel your butt and your hamstrings as you do this. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice job. All right, let's take your time getting up. Make sure you're not lightheaded. This time I'm going to show you with the backpack what that's going to look like. This backpack's nice because it has a bunch of different handles. You can always shorten the straps if you need to. Okay, bring this a little closer. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, same thing. 4, we're not overarching, we're not peeling ourselves up. We're starting a lawnmower. We're under control, we're using our support to build a nice strong squeeze out of our lat muscles. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Beautiful job. You're crushing this one. Right? I'm going to show you from a slightly different angle so you can kind of see what this is looking like from my torso position. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you're taller or your bag is longer strap, you can turn out and away. 9, 10, and let the arm go around your rib cage. That you'll get a nice stretch out of your lats and a good squeeze at the top. 12. Okay? are heavy. All right. Into our bridge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice job. Right back up. As quickly as you can. And we're already halfway through this workout. Thank you. Back into our rows. This is round 3. 2, 3, 4. And as you go, 5, 6, 7. If you need to slow down, that is totally fine. Keep moving. Even if the time between reps gets longer and longer, totally acceptable, right? There's no way to fail at this challenge unless you stop. Of course, if there's an injury, please don't keep going. Try to do your best to work around it, or let me know in the comments. 12. Let me know in the comments what you're struggling with, because somebody likely is as well, and that answer to them may be the thing that we help the next time. Excuse me. The answer to that person may be something that helps so many more people in the community. Right? Other side, left side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you need other guidance or other accommodations, I can incorporate other variations into the videos to make this as accessible as possible. But I don't know if I don't know. If you don't tell me what you're struggling with, I can't help you solve the problem. And that's what this is all about. Helping you learn to solve these problems so that you don't have to struggle and lose track or lose progress because conditions aren't exactly what they need to be for you to be successful. All right. Start with the exhale. That's what's going to put our rib cage in a good position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want our heels too close to us. We also don't want them super far away. Okay. Pushing through our heels. You can, if you need to, elevate your toes to do this so that it feels a little bit more like you're digging through your heels. If you feel a little unstable, it's totally fine. Again, you're learning how to do this. 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice job. As Alicia Keys would say, these glutes are on fire. Okay, we're gonna go back to this one. Okay. Move. I'm gonna loosen my balance. 1, 2, 3. Making sure that we're not slowly sagging into this. We're keeping that rib cage almost rounded a little bit, and we're pulling the backpack around the rib cage. It's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice job. If you're going heavier because you've got the weights, you can stop at 8 reps. If it takes you longer than 30 seconds to recover before going to the next side. Right? Because we want to keep your heart rate up a little bit. Nothing crazy. This isn't cardio. That's not the point. But the point of this is to continue to stimulate those muscles as much as we can. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nice. I think we're going to get through 4 rounds on this one. As always, if you get me through 2, if you got through 2 rounds, next week you might get through 2.5. Right? The week after that, you might get through 4. Who knows? But you're going to continue to progress because we're only going to add to these workouts We're not gonna drastically overhaul them completely, so you're gonna have to learn so much new stuff each time. There's always gonna be part of the workout that you've owned already that we're gonna then add on to. This is number 9, 10, 11, 12. Awesome job. Workout number 4 is done. You're already over halfway through your week. And honestly, I love this workout. This is one of my favorites, which means I've pushed myself more through the other ones because this is the one I will look forward to the absolute most of this whole week, right? Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow if you're in weeks 1 through 3. If you're in weeks 4 through 6, you've got another 10 minutes coming. And lucky you if you are in week 6, if you are in weeks 7 through 12, you've got another 20 minutes of hard work coming your way. All right? Stick around or I'll see you tomorrow. Welcome to workout 4, section 2. All right? The only thing you're gonna need for this is a foam roller or something that will roll back and forth. I wouldn't recommend using your kids' toys, you don't wanna break them. But we have our lovely assistant today. We've got Donna to help us out and demonstrate some of the exercises so I can kind of show you a little bit more of the nuance of how this one's gonna work, right? We have 2 exercises. You're gonna be on the ground for the entire time, right? We're gonna be doing foam roller hamstring curls and beast planks. If you need to modify the beast plank, I'll show you how to do that using the couch. And then of course, duration-wise, we're gonna be holding that for about 20 seconds. If you need to come down before then, totally fine. Try to push yourself as much as you can, all right? We're gonna get 10 minutes on the clock. We're gonna get Donna in the position for her hamstring curls. So go ahead and lay on your back. You're gonna start with the foam roller nice and close to you so that it's right like mid-foot or the ball of your foot on there. Because when you roll forward, right, you're gonna go all the way to your heels and then you're gonna use those hamstrings to pull that foam roller back towards you, all right? At first, it may seem super easy. As you're trying to squeeze those hamstrings, you're pushing down through the roller to do that. We're gonna really make sure that we're engaging this and we're not extending your low back trying to get this done, all right? We're gonna get 10 minutes on the clock. We're doing 12 reps here, okay? Ready?
Ready.
And let's go. Okay, first variation, you're keeping your butt on the ground. 12 reps. Roll to the heels, pull all the way to your forefoot. Really imagine you're on that hamstring curl machine at the gym. Try to squeeze this as much as you can as you finish. Squeeze, pull, pull, pull. There you go. Pushing down through that roller, breathing in as you reach out, breathing out as you pull back. Keeping this core nice and tight. I know that's a lot of things to think about, but we want to make sure that you're not overarching your low back or holding your breath at any point during this. Nice and even breathing. In, out. In and out. One more rep and rest. How did that feel? Pretty good? All right, flip on over into our beast plank. All right, so we're starting in a tabletop position here with our knees directly under our hips and our hands directly under our shoulders. If you've got any wrist problems, I'm gonna bring in a set of yoga blocks to show you how to do this, just to take some pressure off those wrists. You can also do it in like a fist, but this is probably your best position to start in, all right? You're gonna dig your toes into the ground. You're gonna lift your knee up about 1/4 inch off the ground. So not too far, just far enough that you feel everything come online, right? As she's holding this, she's gonna be doing 20 seconds. She's gonna feel her quads, she's gonna feel her abs, and she's gonna feel her shoulders, all right? Keep this pelvis kind of tucked underneath, just so that you don't find yourself arching through low back, all right? And up. So she's holding those abs, she's working hard, trying to breathe evenly in through her nose, out through her mouth. It's going to be hard to hold that and breathe super, super comfortably. If your quads are screaming already, don't worry, you're almost done. You only have about 8 seconds to go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and down.
Beautiful. All right, right back into those hamstring curls. We want to be moving through this again as quickly as we can, but not outside of your own comfortable pace. So the foam roller is going to want to roll away from you. That's why it's best to start close to you with the weight in your forefoot, not in your heels. Because if you start with the weight in your heels, as soon as you go up, it's gonna roll away, right? You want it to actually be able to roll out. You don't want it to roll away as soon as you go. All right, so now we're gonna show you version 2. She's gonna bridge her hips up, holding her abs nice and tight, and now she's gonna do that roll. You might notice that that roll gets much smaller. That's totally fine, right? We're doing 12 reps here. Try to keep those hips up to the best of your ability, keeping your abs tight, but not overarching your low back. You can see that this bridge is a pretty significant change from one to the other. Again, if you are just starting in this journey and you want to try the harder variation, you can always drop back down butt to floor to finish that set out. All right? And then as you continue to use these workouts and progress through these, you'll notice you're holding up for the entire set. All right, you got to 12?
Yes.
Felt good?
Uh-huh.
Pretty hard?
Yes.
Good. Flip on over. I'm gonna grab those yoga blocks so I can show you how to take some pressure off those wrists. Donna is a busy dental hygienist and of course takes wonderful care of our kids. So you also know how tight your hands can get. She's working with her hands all day, and so her hands get really tight, and that can lead to some more discomfort in the wrist. So go ahead and lift. Still just a little bit off the ground, but her fingertips are off the edge of the block. Just by taking the fingertips off the edge of the block, you're gonna find a lot of pressure comes off the wrists. Keep that pelvis tucked, keep those abs nice and tight, and then you're working your quads by digging those toes into the ground, trying to shift your weight or support your weight through your legs and your upper body, not just your upper body. 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Harder or easier? So we don't have a slidey floor in this position, or in this room. So showing you how to do a towel hamstring curl, we don't have that as an option. But you can always do these same rollouts with a towel on a floor that will slide. If you're gonna do it that way, you're gonna keep your upper body on the mat, and then your feet will slide on the ground, on the towel. All right, when you're ready, bridge version, yep. So as she rolls out, the further she goes towards her heels, the more that weight is gonna wanna drop, right? It's going to be almost like scary as that happens. It's okay. You can always make that movement smaller to make sure that you are getting as much out of it as you can, excuse me, without going too far, right? We're trying to teach you how to use those hamstrings because they're so important, not just for obviously muscle strength. They're huge, I mean, there's 3 of them. There's huge muscles that consume a ton of calories to help you to continue to maintain your weight, but they're also gonna help as your posture improves and your core strength improves. You're not gonna have to work so hard to hold your weight because you've got nice, strong hamstrings. She's living, she's doing a great job, and she only has about 4 minutes left of work. So we're gonna flip right back over, and we're gonna go back to the beast planks. She likes the yoga blocks. It takes some pressure off of those hands. It also raises the ground up a little bit, and it puts a little bit more weight in your lower body. There you go. Okay. The pressure off the wrist makes a huge difference, and because your torso is now higher than your hips, you're going to rely more on your lower body to hold your weight while you do this. The thing you don't want to do is you don't want to crank your neck down. Like if you're really squeezing from the front side of your neck, all you're going to end up doing is feeling a ton of neck tension through this. Try to relax your head as much as you can. Was that 20 seconds? It was. The other thing you don't want to do is collapse through the shoulders, which I'll have her show you on the last round. All right, back into those hamstring curls. How are you feeling? Is the pacing okay?
Yes.
All right.
Good.
So remember, you are doing this at your own pace. If you need a longer rest than Donna does, that's totally fine. If you don't need as much rest as Donna does, and you're just cranking through these, you're a machine, you're doing an awesome job. All right, she's bridging those hips up and she's rolling. If you're starting to feel your low back as you do this, please just regress. Drop down to the floor, do the rollouts. You'll still continue to benefit from this because you're still stimulating those hamstrings. You're still gonna get stronger as you do this. Pushing through pain, and I've said this in every video so far, pushing through pain is not beneficial because if you're too hurt to work out tomorrow, you're not gonna be able to progress. Just because you crushed yourself today doesn't mean that, like, we don't wanna rob from tomorrow for today's performance. All right, and because of what this challenge is structured like, we wanna make sure that you are able to do stuff every single day that you need to, because we got some workouts for you every day of the week. All right, 20 seconds, and she's going up. So, can you show what it looks like to sag through those shoulders? Yes, we do not want this, right? Push yourself away, push the ground away from you through those shoulder blades. It's almost like you're reaching your collarbones for the ground, really shoving the ground away, or keeping a 6-year-old having a tantrum at arm's length, right? She's getting tired, and it's only 1:14 to go. Keep going. Another set of hamstring curls. I think we can get through one more round before this is over. What do you think? One more round of each?
Yes.
Donna is having so much fun. She's so glad she volunteered to do this. Volunteered. Right? Again, and if you're feeling your neck as you do this, come down just a little bit lower. Right? Nice and controlled. Roll out, pull back. If you want to, you can pull all the way to like almost to your toes and really like get a good squeeze. Come on, all the way in, all the way to your toes. Squeeze, there it is. So that's another way of getting just a tiny bit more tension out of those hamstrings, making it just a little bit more challenging. You're doing great. Like if your feet cramp, don't go all the way to your toes. If you go all the way to your toes and your toes are death gripping, your feet are probably gonna cramp. If they cramp, it'll stop, I promise. You just have to give it a second. Oh, and of course the beauty of hamstring cramps. If the hamstring cramps, come down, breathe, let it relax, try again. And if it still is cramping at the hardest version, come down to the easier version. That one of my clients would be very happy that I told you about that. 20 seconds, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, keep that pelvis tucked. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest.
Whoa.
Nice job.
Thank you.
She did a wonderful job. You should all be very grateful that Donna did this for you, and that I didn't have to do it. If you are in weeks 4 through 6, you are done. Congratulations, you crushed it. And if you are in weeks 7 through 12, you've got another 10 minutes of hard work coming. All right? She may be back for part 3.